Good morning. There we go. Welcome to Convocation 2016. You can clap for that. My name is Jason Bullock, and I'm honored to serve as one of the assistant superintendents here in the district, and I get the privilege of welcoming you for the first time all together here to kick off the new school year. It is going to be a great day. We have a lot of fun things planned for you this morning, but we want to begin first off by inviting Kelly McDonald, one of our trustees, to come up and lead us in prayer. If you please stand.
Good morning. Dr. Stevens said I had about 30 seconds to tell you who I am. So I am Kelly McDonald. I'm the newest school board member. I'm really proud to be in this position. I have a husband of 22 years named John and 3 kids that have come through Magnolia ISD. And all I can say is I thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you've done for my kids. So if you could please bow your head, I'd love to lead you in prayer. Dear Father, thank you so much for this opportunity to live in this country and in this city of Magnolia. Thank you for all of the amazing leaders that we have, especially in our schools. Father, I pray for the teachers because they are leading our kids to be the future leaders. And Father, help us to remember Matthew 5:13. You are the light of the world, a city on the hill that cannot be hidden. Let your light shine before men so that they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven. I thank you for all these things, Father. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.
Please remain standing for the presentation of our colors by our Navy Junior ROTC. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the pledge to the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Please remain standing for our Star-Spangled Banner. Please remain standing while the colors are retired. You may be seated. Okay, a morning like this morning doesn't happen without hard work and people being willing to pitch in and help out to put all of this on. I have a few recognitions and people I want to say thank you to. First off, for breakfast this morning, we want to say thank you to Chick-fil-A and Kendrick Skipper. To HEB of Magnolia and our friend Gary Hefner down here in the front row. To the MISD Food Service Department, thank you very much. I also want to thank our Navy Junior ROTC for presenting the colors. And members of the Magnolia High School Band for the drum line and for performing the national anthem. And a special thank you to Denise Myers, our Director of Communication and PR, who is the kind of magic behind all this that makes this happen, so thank you, Denise. And now I have the honor to introduce our Superintendent, Dr. Todd Stevens. Dr. Stevens.
Wow. Good morning, Magnolia ISD. How are you this morning? Wow, that's great. It is good to see you all back, be able to kick this year off. And it's been my custom for my years as superintendent. Let me tell you, first of all, that I am honored that it is a privilege for me to be able to serve in the capacity as superintendent, to serve you for another year in Magnolia ISD. Thank you for that opportunity. And thank you to our Board of Trustees for that opportunity. Wow, there are some amazing things going on in our district. You know, if you've been out driving around a little bit, you know, I mean, there's construction because of our school bond. Looks like the Great Pyramids are coming up over there behind Magnolia Junior High. You know, right over here we've got an overpass coming in here at Magnolia High School. Now, we can't take credit for that, but, I mean, you know, TxDOT did get behind our ideas for all that. A lot of our campuses, you're going to be going back in there and seeing that there's been some renovation, there's some new colors, new tile, there's carpet, a lot of things going on. You know, there's still some dust out there, and we're still working to kind of get some of it. We're going to get there before school starts, but I've often heard, you know, you got to crack a few eggs to make lemonade somewhere, and so we're working on that. Or it was something like that. A lot of excitement. Some new programs. You know, we're going to kick off and roll off our brand new ID program this year. We're fully vetted. We're going to do some great and amazing things for our advanced students at our high school. We've got an after-school daycare program that's going to kick off for our elementary kids. So our kids are going to be able to have extended opportunities for learning and for recreation right there at school till mom and dad can get home from work. I think that's exciting, you know. Looking forward to that. You know, and we've got some new faces in some key places in leadership, and I think it's just creating some excitement. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but one of them in a key spot that I want to introduce and let you know today is a change, is we now have a third assistant superintendent. He's not a new face, you've known him. I'm asking you to stand up. Eric Morris. Has been our CFO, and now he is moving to assistant superintendents for operation. And this afternoon at 2 o'clock, Eric's going to graduate from that University of Texas A&M. I was waiting on it with his doctorate. So at that time, we will be able to call him Dr. Morris. But right now, Mr. Morris, we appreciate your work. Really proud of him in that new role. Dr. Dr. Bullock will continue his work with the administration, and Dr. Hebert will still lead up our instructional charge across the district. But I'm glad my team is expanding, and I look forward to working with all three of those as we move the district forward. You know, there's some new faces out here among us. And the first group I want to start with, we have some people that are new to our district. I think yesterday at the new teacher breakfast, we had almost 200 something new people there. That's pretty amazing. Now, out of that group, I think there are probably some brand new people to the profession. And I'm going to ask you, if this is your first year to teach, would you please stand up? First year teacher. One of the reasons we get together for this day, we call it a convocation, and part of it is that we set ourselves apart for the unique work that we're going to undertake in the upcoming year. And that's part of my job, is to focus us on that. Now, you brand new folks, they're just starting off in this profession. First of all, we're going to tell you that we're going to love you, we're going to mentor you, and my advice to you is to latch on to some great mentors, because there's some wonderful master teachers out there that can help you develop in your craft. And I will tell you that developing into a master teacher takes time, and it takes teaching experience. But follow some of those people around. Learn from them. Use your talents. We hired you to be able to use your talents to create great experiences for our kids. But welcome to this profession. Now, I want to tell you something. And this is really for all of us. Everybody can listen to this. What we do every day is greater than just the sum of the activities of that day. Our profession has a very high and noble means to it. I think a lot of times we get caught up in what happens on a day-to-day basis. Those things are so important. The relationships we build, the assignments we give, all those workings that happen in a classroom and in a school, it's immensely important. It's the first layer of importance in it. And you know, there's a whole other layer above that, and it's all the state regulations, making sure we get kids the credits they need, following the curriculums, the testing aspect of all that. All those things that are the administrative part of the profession, and those are also important. There's another layer that folks on the outside of education look at us, and they see from the outside looking in, and they think about it in terms of the product that we put together and how we build kids. And they think of it in terms like sometimes of economic workforce development readiness, which is great. That's wonderful. But there is another reason we do what we do. Our founding fathers, years ago, realized that if a democracy is going to thrive and survive, it is imperative that the people are educated. And one of the things we've adopted in this country is a system of free and public schools for the purpose of propagating and cementing democracy in our country. So you thought you were signing up to teach 5th grade. But really what we're doing, folks, is we're making sure the building blocks of democracy are there and going to be for years and years to come. You know, I feel like that what I do and part of my life has been shaped by the efforts of teachers that came before me. And there are lives that you're going to touch right now that will make a difference years and years into the future of our community, of our state, and of our country. Let's never forget that. Let us never forget that. And sometimes I think the issues that we deal with in public education, Mr. Holland, and the issues we deal with in our public relations with public education is because we forget and we don't remind people enough of what our noble purpose is. And if people all realize that and value that, we couldn't pay you guys enough. People would be clamoring to get in those positions. So, welcome to the teaching profession. Let's give them another round of applause. If you are new to Magnolia ISD, but you have taught somewhere before, stand up. All new people to Magnolia ISD. Well, welcome to the district. You are now officially a Magnolian. I don't know your variant. I don't know whether you're going to be a bulldog or a Mustang or how that will morph into that, but welcome this place to you. Again, we're going to get to know you. We're going to love you. We're going to use your talents, and together we're going to work to build this into the best district in the state of Texas. I told all the new teachers at our last banquet that this district is a special deal for teaching. But I want to clear up something on that. This is not an adult-first district. And I don't even want to really say it's a teacher-first district. But what we value and prize here is teaching and learning. And so, you know, that teachers and students in that scenario go hand in hand. And we have worked very hard to make this a special place for teaching and learning to take place. And it takes a special environment to attract and retain and keep great people. We're excited that we've got you here, and our principals did a great job of bringing in some wonderful people, and we look forward to working with you in the upcoming year. So, welcome to Magnolia ISD. You may sit down. All right. Now, this is one of the exciting things I get to do, is to officially start the school year. You know, I wanted a bell to be able to ring, but I don't have a bell, so you're going to have to help me. You're going to have to cheer and clap and ring in the brand new school year. And I think it might be fitting. Mr. Holland, will you come up here and help me ring in the new school year? I'm not sure how we're going to do this. We're just going to kind of wing it. But when I look at you, you need to say now. Okay? Well, not now, but whenever I say tell you to do it. And that will start the school year. We didn't.
I want to make it real clear that when you called my name earlier, I thought you were correcting me for talking, but there was actually Deborah Rose talking to me, not me talking to her.
Pay attention, Deborah. Pay attention up here.
Third grade.
For our new folks, Mike Holland, former superintendent here in Magnolia. Mike and I worked here shoulder to shoulder for many years. Mike is now our current Service Center Direction of Region 6, and he's doing an outstanding job of that. But we've got a lot of history. You're looking old, my friend. And one of the new teachers up here asked me how I got my name, Fink. And so that goes way back sometimes.
That does go way back.
It does.
That's a story for another time.
We have digressed. All right. Everybody stand up. Let's start the school year. Everybody stand up. All right. By the powers invested in me by the Texas Education Agency, by the Grand Wizard of Region 6, by the Magnolia ISD Board of Trustees, as superintendent, I do hereby declare that the 2016-2017 school year is started now. You may sit down. Thank you. Great. The year has started. So I guess now we can officially maybe lament the end of summer since the school year has started. And I hope you did something awesome during the summer, something memorable. And judging by some of the pictures we saw from the sunglass contest, you guys are all over the world. That's fantastic. You know, we had a great summer around the Stevens house. You know, we're kind of going through some changes. This is the first time in probably 30 years that Mrs. Stevens and I haven't attended this convocation together. And she wanted to make sure that coach to not be upset for her. She's very happy. She just retired. She didn't pass away or anything. We were together at a superintendent's conference and was talking to some superintendent. She was standing there, and I made the mistake of saying, well, I think Becky is adjusting to retirement here this summer. And after we kind of got through, she got me, I need to let you know, I'm not adjusting. I am adjusted to retirement. This is fine. So, but she is currently, she's working right now in our daughter Holly's room. Holly's a teacher at McCullough Junior High over in Conroe, and she's getting that room ready for her. And this will be Holly's third year to teach. She's an ELA teacher. Had some good results on her 7th grade writing last year, so I'm excited about that. Our oldest, Sam, is still doing the personal training gig. He's increasing his client base. And if you get a chance, you need to log on to his website. He's kind of branched out into the, he reports on fitness facilities in the greater Houston area. These are private gyms, but he has a website. He does all the camera work. He writes about them all. It's called Flex in Texas, Flex in Texas, and you can, if you go with that on social media, like his spot or whatever, but he's kind of branching out to a little different area. I think he's kind of finding a creative niche in there somehow. But, and Brody, you know, I kind of have to always say something about Brody. He is, I think he's sort of adjusting to Becky's retirement, Becky being home a little more often. You know, I don't really have any Brody stories. I'm not sure if he's going through like a mid-dog crisis or something, but, you know, he doesn't have a trending YouTube video right now, and people aren't liking as much on Facebook, so he's just kind of settling down in the dog days of being Brody, you know, but anyway, that's our grand dog for the new folks right here that I always kind of give an update on. So, but we did get away together. We took a vacation. And I'm disappointed that none of our pictures of our sunglasses won any of the awards or whatever, but we went to the Grand Caymans, and the water's beautiful there, and took both the kids and had a great time. On Becky's bucket list, one of the things she wanted to do was, you know, to make sure we went snorkeling out there. So we signed up for that, got on the catamaran. How do you get on one of those catamarans going out there doing, you know, so you ride the catamaran there, and the music's playing, Becky's getting all excited about, you know, get a chicken. I wouldn't tell the story if she was here. We stop at one place, and there's a bunch of stingrays. We get out with the stingrays in the water, and that was a lot of fun. And then we move on out to the reef and finally get up there and anchor up and say, all right, you know, it's time for everybody to get out. There's the, you know, snorkeling equipment. And here's how you put it on you. And there's some signals you need to learn, you know. And you got to learn to do this signal if you're in trouble. If we blow the, and Becky's kind of, do I have all the signals right? Do I know where I need to know? Do I don't want to get out there and be in trouble or whatever? And then you mentioned something about just be careful when you get to the reef because there's a couple of moray eels and one of them is a little bit aggressive. And I could see the hint of kind of, what have I got into here? And so they said, all right, it's time to go. Grab your stuff, you can head off. And if you want one, there are some life preservers over here, but you probably don't need one because there's so much salt in the water, you're going to float anyway, you know? So everybody's heading out, and we're up at the front of the boat, and everybody's coming by us, and we're trying to get this stuff on. And right before we get down, they said you can either jump off the side of the boat, which is a pretty good jump, or you can go down a ladder on the front, not the, you know, on Jacques Cousteau. I mean, I'm not walking in that ladder, I'm jumping over the side here, you know. And about the time we get ready, the kids are going, everybody else trying to look for Becky's shoes. I want a life jacket. So we have to find the guy, they get the life jacket, and it's one of these ones that, you know, you have to put on and tie around, and it has a little thing up here that you have to blow into. blowing, and Becky is over there, she's got her mask on, and she's blowing into trying to get it blown up, and has one of these deals you turn on the end of it to, I guess, hold the air in there, and it's not getting any bigger, because she's blowing. And so she's asking me for help, and I'm trying to go with everybody else, because almost everybody is off the boat, and you don't have that long out there. And so I'm trying to work and see what, and so the next thing you know, I'm over there leaning down, blowing at her, and I'm thinking, what is wrong with this picture, you know? And we can't get to work, so we finally tell the guy, something's wrong with this, and he said, well, let's find another one. So they have to dig around, find the next life jacket, we do blow it up, and then it doesn't have any straps on it. So we get the third life jacket, get it blown up, get it tied on, and then we walk over to the side of the boat because we're not going to walk down the ladder because I'm Jock Cousteau, you know. And when Becky gets here, she's like, I don't know if I can go off of here. And I'm thinking, I can get you off. I said, that might not be a good end to a vacation. I said, you can just hold her mask. So in she jumps, you know, with her fins and her snorkel and all that other stuff. I'm thinking, all right, we finally got this off. So I jump in. And I'm heading to the reef, and of course there's people out there. I keep looking for her, I can't see. And she has swam around the side of the boat, right back up to the front, crawled up the ladder. That's it, I'm done. After all of that, well, the kids and I enjoyed snorkeling on the reef. It was a great vacation. We had a great time bonding together. And I certainly hope that all of you had some wonderful experience. You need some downtime. You just have to be able to turn it off for a little bit and get away from it. To renew the soul and renew the spirit, so we can come back and do some wonderful things for our kids. So let's take a minute right now and celebrate some of the amazing places you guys went. So Denise, if you want to come up, and Gary Hefner and Shay, elders from HEB, we're going to give out some awards for some of the most amazing places you guys went this summer. We can get that to come up on the screen. We've got the awards. All right, our first award. You ready? I noticed there's one on our website that didn't win an award, but we've gotten some of our classes down in Rio at the Olympics, one of the Olympians. And one of our boys, Amy Adams' daughter, Camille Adams, from the Olympians, took a picture of her wearing her Magnolia ISD glasses down there. That's pretty cool. They're everywhere. All right, the winner for the furthest distance from the ESC, 6,389 miles, Regina Michaels, Magnolia West High School, to Istanbul, Turkey. That photo was taken at the Titanic Hotel. Come on up. Is she here? Hadn't got back from Istanbul yet. While she's coming up, we're going to keep moving here. There's also a winner for the highest above sea level. This one was 14,110 feet above sea level. Julie Fowler from Ellisor Elementary School. She took a picture from the top of Pikes Peak. And the winner for the best selfie had a humpback whale in the background. I wonder how many times you had to do to get that picture. Allison Sweeney, Magnolia Park Club. And the winner for the best textation, I guess you had to stay right here in Texas as a part of that. at the Cadillac Ranch right outside of Amarillo, Lisa Burkert from Magnolia High School. In Amarillo, Texas at the Cadillac Ranch. All right, I guess the last category, the winner for the most creative. And I don't know about this. She was in the dentist office. Her dentist, Dr. Cunningham, and he's just enjoying her job as she had a trip to the dentist. It was D.N. Anderson, Magnolia High School, trip to the dentist, Dr. Cunningham. Is that a needle in his hand? Oh. All right, let's give our winners a big round of applause. HCB, thank you so much. Gary, appreciate what all you guys do. Your support for public education. And there's another group we're going to recognize. We couldn't do any of this, couldn't create the magic that we create if it wasn't for the wonderful group of trustees and board members we have representing our community that help us along, give us the resources we need, support us, continually prod me along in my job. You know, I love them. We're a team of 8. You don't know how many hours they deliberate and spend, and the things that these guys are always saying is it going to be best for our teachers? Is this going to help our staff be successful with our kids? And they keep that as a focus, and I guarantee you it's a group of 7 that want this to become the best district in the state of Texas and want it to be a great place for teachers to work with kids. So this one, I'm going to introduce them and have them stand up. And I tell you what, you can clap for each one of them, but then when we get them all up, we're going to have a collective standing ovation for them because they deserve that at least one time during the school year. We have one member that is absent today. He is down in Puerto Rico attending the business, but that is our Vice President of the Board, and that's Mr. Chuck Adcock. Chuck's not here today. We'll give you a round of applause for that. The Secretary of our Board, Ms. Christy Baker. The Assistant Secretary is Mr. Joe Duncan. Trustee Kelly McDonald. And Trustee Deborah Rose Miller. I hope she's behaving back there. And Trustee Travis Moffitt. And our board president, who's about to bring us an address from the board, who has just recently graduated from the Texas Association of School Boards Master Trustee course. But he knows what he's doing, Mr. Gary Blizzard. All right, board, stand up, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the Board of Trustees.
I'm not going to speak long. It's very humbling to speak to this group today. It's truly an honor and privilege to serve as we do with the team that we have. We're a team of 7 equals plus Todd. I think it's a team of 8. But our team is a team of equals, but that doesn't necessarily mean we agree on everything. There's lots of things we don't agree on, but there's one key thing we do agree on, and I want to explain that to you. You can think of organizational structure, an organizational chart, where you might see, in this case, you might see the school board, and then you see Dr. Todd and his team, and then you see the campus leadership, and then you see the teachers and all the great folks that do everything in the classroom. Well, we tend to look at it upside down. We tend to look at it that that, with all due respect to Todd and his team, we tend to look at it that we're on the bottom of that. And everything that we do, we want to make sure we do it to support and encourage Todd and his team, to support and encourage the campus leadership, to support and encourage all of you guys, because you guys are what make the main thing the main thing. And we're so grateful and so blessed. A lot of us are in this district because of you, because of the work that you do, and you do it so well. And a lot of us are here, we have our kids here because of that. And so we're such huge fans of you guys that we were able again this year to approve a 4% raise. And we just thank you for all of that. I want to tell you a short story. I had an opportunity a few weeks back to make a presentation to about 35 other school board members from across the state, all from different school boards across the state. And thanks to Denise putting together this presentation for me to give them, what it was an opportunity to brag about Magnolia ISD and all the great things that happened here. And I was grateful for Denise putting my content together, and I got to tell you, the content exceeded my ability to present it. But at any rate, the content, I'm not going to drag you through all this, but because you know it, because you're a part of it, but the content just spoke volumes about our district. And if you think about the awards and the recognition, all the accomplishments at the elementary level, the secondary level, I mean, regardless of what is all there, and it's a huge volume of accomplishment that we've got. When you put all that together, the way it came together was one student at a time, one class at a time, one day at a time, and it came together because of you guys. So we thank you, and we want to encourage you to keep making the main thing, and we thank you for your dedication of making our district the best in the state of Texas, because it's what you guys do for us, for our kids, that make it all so remarkable. So thank you very much, and welcome to the new year.
Wow, don't you always feel so supported when we hear from our school board and what they do for us to help us do what we do every day. Thank you. Thank you. Well, you guys, I'm Anita Hebert, and my official title is Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction, but most of you know me as a teacher just like you. And I consider myself that always, a friend to teachers and helping us all be the very best that we can be every day. And it's always a privilege to stand here in the room with all of you with this much wisdom and knowledge and experience and really enthusiasm for starting a new school year. And one of the ways that we honor that each year is by, when we select our Teachers of the Year, they do know that one of their privileges is to give a charge to all of you as part of representing the very best in our work and what we do. And I am so proud to be able to introduce the two that we have here today representing us. Now, they get a little nervous, and you can probably feel their pain just as you might feel if you were standing here in front of such an esteemed group. So we want to send them all of those positive thoughts and warmly welcome them. And first up today, we have Nancy Baxter from Magnolia Junior High as our secondary.
Good morning. Welcome to our new school year. What an honor. I share this award really with all of you. I mean that sincerely. Isaac Newton said it perfectly with his quote, "If I have seen further than others, it is by standing upon the shoulders of giants." Thank goodness for all these shoulders. It's together as educators, office personnel, departments, professional learning communities, as our school, our district, our profession, that we all become masters. I am humbled as I speak to you, masters, today. And what a task. Come up with a profound speech that will somehow tell a group of masters something of importance, something they can take away and make the best year yet. Talk about a challenge. Oh, but isn't that what we really do as educators? Try to come up with that perfect lesson, speech, motivation, so our students will take away something profound, something every day. We do. Looking for inspiration to write and trying to end my procrastination, I listened to a recent workshop I had recorded by Oprah Winfrey and Deepak Chopra. I thought it might hold some key to a great message I could create and deliver here today. But it was more about personal growth, living your best life, finding your dream job, following your life plan. Not exactly the content that would inspire hundreds of teachers to get back to work this year. But ironically, it was called The Art of Getting Unstuck. And I guess just reading the title got my creativity flowing, and finally a word on the paper. My first thought was to tell you, don't wait for public recognition. Every one of us is unique. We are masters in our own right. So right now, for just 10 seconds or so, I'd like for everyone to pause, maybe close your eyes, and silently make a list in your mind of at least 5 qualities, 5 positive traits that make you a master at what you do. Remember those things and recognize yourself frequently. Add new traits that you recognize as you go through this year. Recite them often and whenever you need inspiration. Perhaps you're a great motivator, passionate about teaching, solution-oriented, that curriculum guru, you don't just apply those, you create them. Your classrooms are positive environments. You build solid relationships, look on the bright side, use humor. For sure, we can all list that we are able to outsmart just about any kid. I contemplated talking about some of those things, compile some profound strategies or tried and true formulas for teaching or managing student behaviors, maybe even colleague interactions. Then I thought there are so many books, workshops, online resources that would surpass anything I could compile, and you can Google them. And then I thought I'd prepare a message with something humorous, anecdotes we can use when we get stressed, get us over those humps. Have fun up here. Play like Jerry Brooks' video. He makes our jobs hilarious. Maybe flash some of the jokes about teaching or those 1920s images and wind it somehow into a great message. Jerry Brooks actually sent back permission. But I think most of you have probably seen his videos and all those other jokes all over social media, Twitter, Facebook. If not, you can Google them. I started to write something really motivational. Charge us, inspire us to do our best this year. Build relationships, be passionate, solution-oriented, all those cliches, all those traits we want to list, we'd like to have. Or better yet, show that video clip, Sylvester Stallone, the one with all the great actors saying the most motivational speeches ever with the most motivational music playing in the background ever video. And then I thought, I think we've all seen that in some of our workshops. But it would have got us pumped up. Then the copyright thing crept up, and I got to thinking, you've probably made some that are even better than that, you masters. And of course, you can Google them. Bottom line though, I just wanted to get up here, speak from my heart, speak properly, relax, that's not working so well, Be sure not to insert 1,000 uhs or ums. Try not to bore you. I'll just hope I accomplish that. Say something maybe you can't Google. So I really had to quit procrastinating and actually write. I really need to watch that video I saved by Jack Canfield about procrastination. I've had it for 2 years. I'm seeing some of you can relate. So I checked my email again, and there it was, serendipitously perched. If we will only now sunlight inbox, we will do our best, 1,000 times we will fly, and it was about we may cry. We will show up fully. That was it. We will teach, work, and play genuinely from our hearts with love. What a wonderful life, and what a wonderful year it will be. Thank you. In our class, they'll learn. What we really need in our work today, in our lives today, in every world today, in my humble opinion, is love. And I thought, I reinvented the wheel when this writer nailed it, and she even sent it to my email. And I do teach English, it was well written. So I'd like to quote Courtney Walsh, a professional writer's comment. Dear human, you've got it all wrong. You didn't come here to master unconditional love. This is where you came from and where you'll return. You came here to learn personal love, messy love, crazy love, broken love, whole love, infused with divinity, lived through the grace of stumbling, demonstrated through the beauty of messing up often. You didn't come here to be perfect, you already are. You came here to be gorgeously human, flawed and fabulous, and rising again into remembering. But unconditional love is about telling that story. Love and truth doesn't need adjectives. It doesn't require modifiers. It doesn't require the condition of perfection. It only asks you to show up and do your best, that you stay present and feel fully, that you shine and fly and laugh and cry and hurt and heal and fall and get back up again and play and work and live and die as you. It's enough. It's plenty. So, as educators,
thank you to Nancy for that reminder to all of us for what it's all about. Thank you, Nancy. And following that, we have our elementary teacher of the year, Heather Callum from Bear Branch Elementary. Let's give her a warm welcome.
Bear with me, in case you didn't know. That was pretty amazing. You guys are awesome. It is such an honor to represent the elementary teachers of Magnolia ISD. I am very humbled to be selected from so many outstanding educators. I would like to thank my family at Bear Branch Elementary, the school board, the district leadership team, and the selection committee for this incredible opportunity. The last 5 months have been full of soul-searching and memories that I will never forget. And I know it's a very busy time for you. It seems like we all have a million things to do on our to-do list. But my hope for you today is that you leave a little bit more inspired and ready to make an impact on our students. Like Nancy, writing this speech for me was certainly a challenge. For weeks, I wrote and rewrote, all the while trying to find out what would be meaningful enough to share with you today. I thought about my own life story and what I was passionate about, and came up with topics such as ambition, or passion, or even perseverance and choice. But none of those felt right. And then one afternoon, I was having lunch with a dear friend of mine, Stephanie, a fellow teaching partner of mine for over 10 years. And she said to me, "Heather, you're trying to do too much. You need to simplify your thoughts and narrow your focus." I was stunned because I was hearing the exact same words that I had said to my students many times before. And if you teach writing, you are nodding your head with me in agreement right now. She said, "What is your sentence?" You see, a few years ago, we had sat in a PLC meeting and listened to a video by best-selling author Daniel Pink. In the video, he told us to narrow our purpose into a single sentence. Then he went on to give an example on how he developed this concept. Claire Booth Luce was one of the first female congresswomen to serve during President John F. Kennedy's term in office. She approached the president and informed him that she knew what his problem was. She said, "President Kennedy, you are in danger of doing too much. You are a muddled paragraph." I can't believe she would say that to him, but she did. And she went on further to say, "A great man is a sentence." I'm going to read what she said. Abraham Lincoln had a sentence. He preserved the Union and freed the slaves. Franklin Delano Roosevelt had a sentence. He pulled a nation up out of a Great Depression and won a war. President Kennedy, you need a sentence. Got us thinking about applying this concept to our classroom and helping our students focus their dreams beyond failures and obstacles that would lay in their way. We videotaped each student after they developed their sentence and showed the video at the end of the year awards to the families. The reaction was unbelievable. Our students touched so many that day by simplifying their desires into one sentence. It gave clarity, a glimpse into the hearts of each one. It made an impact. Hearing themselves stating their dreams meant that it could and would be possible. Today, I want to share a few sentences of Magnolia ISD students.
She always tried to live life to the fullest.
She made people laugh and encouraged people. She liked Kitty's chocolate cake and she was nice.
She was way smarter than boys.
She was a good friend who liked to help others.
She was kind, tried new things, worked hard in school, and never gave up.
She always tried to live life.
I'm going to hear that one twice. And I love that one about kitties and chocolate. I mean, who doesn't like that, right? But just imagine with me for a moment what would happen if we tried this with our students, pre-K through 12th grade. It would not only be a great icebreaker to do at the beginning of the year to get to know your students, but then to try it again at the end of the year to see if the sentence has changed. Or principals. What if you tried this one sentence project with your staff in the next few days? What kind of impact would it have on your campus if all of your staff could articulate their purpose into one sentence and then live it out the rest of the year? I believe in our lives, our sentences can and will change. Our dreams become reality and we create new sentences. I know mine have. I faced many obstacles during my childhood, and becoming a teacher was not something I thought was in my future. I didn't fit the mold of typical stories I had often heard. I did not grow up with a bedroom full of teacher supplies or imaginary students sitting at my beck and call, ready to do as I instructed. I attended 5 different elementary schools and struggled academically. Although my sentence was not said out loud or written, I think I still have it in my head and have it in my heart today. Yeah, I can't believe I'm showing that. That's me in 4th grade. And my sentence, I think then, was she worked hard despite obstacles, and that silver tooth in my mouth. But in high school, I was determined to overcome the gaps in my learning and excel. I was involved in numerous clubs, outstanding student, ranking in the top 10% of my class, and class president. After high school, I continued to push myself, enrolled myself at Indiana State University, and each semester I worried about not having enough to return. So I worked several jobs, applied for financial aid, and took out the maximum amount of student loans possible. I decided on a career in which I could make an impact to help others believe in themselves and reach their full potential. She was the first person in her family to attend college and become a teacher. Now, in my 17th year in elementary education, what I pride myself is not knowledge of curriculum, mentoring, teamwork, my own love of learning, or test scores, although those are all important, but rather building strong, positive relationships with my students, family. In my classroom, we are all family. I get to know my students, not only academically, but socially and personally as well. I build relationships with my students because otherwise I cannot capture their hearts. She developed relationships with each student to make magic happen. I share my story with you today to remind you that in 10 days, students will enter our rooms ready for us to make an impact on their lives. These students are ours for forever, not just the 9 months. And we have this amazing opportunity to help them focus their goal and do whatever we can do to make it a reality. I asked many of you in this audience to share your sentences with us today, and I am so excited to share a few of them with you at this time. These are a few sentences from our Magnolia ISD teachers and leaders of our great district.
She took the time to listen to us and build relationships with her students.
He made me want to be a better man. Win the day. Go Bulldogs.
She never expected perfection, but she did expect my best.
She remembered everybody has a story and everybody is in need of grace.
She inspired me to shine my light.
She loved every child she ever met.
It creates a climate that is inclusive for all students.
She was kind and encouraging, grateful for grace, y para una gringa habla bien el español.
Aren't we so blessed to have individuals like these? We are so blessed to have them making an impact on our Magnolia ISD family. I did have several people say, Heather, it's difficult to put this into one sentence, even some people up here. And I agree, it makes you really reflect and think how you want to be remembered and the impact that you want to make. I bet some of you have already been thinking about it, but if not, we're going to do it right now. Think about it for a second. What would your sentence be as a teacher, as a staff member, as a leader? How do you want your students to remember you? Write your sentence down. Post it next to your computer. Read it every now and then out loud to remind you of your purpose and to inspire you. How am I living up to my sentence? I go back to that day with my dear friend asking me, what is your sentence? What impact do you hope to make that day? And I think it's come to me. I'm going to read my sentence. She inspired us to develop our sentence and then live up to it each day. Hopefully. I hope I have made an impact with you today. And I just want to say, I am so proud to be the Magnolia ISD Elementary Teacher of the Year. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful year living out your sentences and helping our students do the same to envision their dreams. Thank you.
Right here, because we have a special guest, you may be seated here, with another award, Mr. Mike Holland, Region 6 Director. Mike?
Well, good morning again, and it is nice to be back home, and Magnolia will always be home. So thank you for letting me come today. Dr. Stevens, thanks for letting me be a part. But today I'm here as the Executive Director of Region 6 Service Center. And I'm excited. You know, the great thing about it is the 3 years or 2 years that I've been the executive director, I got to come my first year and present the Elementary Teacher of the Year from Region 6 and Magnolia ISD, Dion Rivera. And so that was exciting. Last year I had a conflict, but I came to you on video. I'm sure that was exciting for everybody. But and along with our ex-commissioner to celebrate Todd Stevens winning Superintendent of the Year for Region 6. So, and this year I get to come back again to celebrate our Elementary Teacher of the Year. So I expect one of you to step up next year and win the Region 6 award as well, so I get to come back. I always love coming back for Convocation, but it is with great honor today that I get to present this award to Heather. You know, the one thing when I was reading through her application yesterday and just trying to really get a feel for it, because I truly have no, I don't ever put my fingers into it beforehand, because I don't want anyone to accuse me. I was glad that we stole her from Conroe, and please don't tell Conroe I said that, but because they're in our region as well. But I'm glad we did get you from Conroe. I always like to take from other districts around, take the best. So a little bit of the competition in me. But the one thing that I kept reading in hers was about her strong connection with her students, as she talked about today, and the relationships with her students. And again, if you Google up, as Nancy said, and talk about what makes a great teacher, and it's truly everything you will read. Yeah, sure, you've got to have the content knowledge, but that's not really what makes a great teacher. It's having that strong relationship, that strong caring for your students, and then having that strong relationship with the students, their parents, and your coworkers. And I think that was very evident when Bear Branch Elementary went crazy when you were introduced, that you have that relationship, and I assume you have that same relationship with the parents as well. And so, again, I encourage us, you know, there's nothing more important than that relationship and that caring for those students. Kids will do anything for you to please you if they truly know you care. And sometimes I think, you know, some of them are pretty hard to care for. But that's the one that needs us the most. So again, I didn't mean to get up and preach, but you touched me, and when I read your stuff yesterday, it touched me. And so, but it is with great honor that I get to present to you, and we've already presented her plaque last Friday, and she was excited about that. But now we get to give you the Shining Star from Region 6 as our Elementary Teacher of the Year in Region 6. Thank you. Congratulations. Heather will be representing not only Magnolia ISD, but Region 6 as she goes and competes in the state to become Teacher of the Year for the state of Texas, the Elementary Teacher of the Year. We're counting on you. Congratulations. Great to see you. Have a great school year, Magnolia. Thank you.
You guys know we have a tradition here. It is our candle ceremony. And we start today by lighting the candle of knowledge. Gary Blizzard, our school board president, and Dr. Stevens will light this important and substantial flame. It stands for truth and honesty, integrity. It stands for the ability to think and reason well. It stands for care and nurture and the hope for the future. All the things that our community wants our students to learn as we teach them our respective disciplines. This candle burns brightly as a visible symbol of the work our school board and our community commission us to this coming year.
And now we light the candle signifying the unity of our school district and the people and programs who support our campuses. Our Magnolia ISD operations directors will come forward representing the programs and departments that support our district. Our operations directors represent the support we provide to our students and campuses. Mr. Joe Deavies, Executive Director of Support Services, will light the candle. And first, we have Executive Director of Facilities, Mr. Tim Bruner. Director of Maintenance, Mr. Alan Meeks. Director of Accounting, Mr. Garrett Mate. Director of Food Service, Ms. Kimberly Ohlendorf. And Director of Transportation, Mr. Tim Owen.
Administration directors represent the support we provide to our students and campuses. Mr. Rob Stewart, Director of Student Services, will light the candle to represent this group. Stephanie Saker, Director of After School Programs. Mike Spradlin, Athletic Director. Denise Myers, Director of Communications. Dr. Coy Campbell, Director of Fine Arts. Sam Bell, Director of Human Resources. Paula Hudson, Director of Teams. Rod Lear, Executive Director of Technology. Dr. Kendra Wiggins, Director of Special Education.
And now we welcome our curriculum directors. They represent the excellence we strive for in our classrooms each day. Brenda Martin, Director of Social Studies and Advanced Academics, will light the candle for this group. Now we welcome Susie McKinney, Director of English Language Arts. Susie Johnson, Director of Mathematics. Cherie Gallimore, our new Director of Science. Amy Locker, our Director of Assessment and Accountability. Dr. Elizabeth Torres, Director of Bilingual and ESL Programs. Erin Vance, Director of Student Success Programs. Dr. Matt Clark, Director of CTE Programs. And Lynn Blair, Director of Special Programs.
And now we will light the candles of the school community. Our principals will come forward, representing their school community and signifying the importance of the work of each individual school as part of the collective whole. Kelly Jones, Williams Elementary.
Miss Tammy Haley, Lyon Elementary.
Connie Polinsky, Ellisor Elementary.
Stacy Zawanka, Magnolia Parkway Elementary.
Linda Ventura, Magnolia Elementary.
Carrie Quinn, Nichols Sawmill Elementary.
Letty Roman, Smith Elementary.
Holly Ray, Bear Branch Elementary.
Tommy Burns, Bear Branch 6th grade.
Lisa Bertrand, Magnolia 6.
David Slater, Magnolia Junior High.
Dr. Ben King, Bear Branch Junior High.
Robert Fowler, DAP.
Mr. Dean Frederick, Alpha Academy.
Dr. Mike Metz, Magnolia High School.
Dr. Brandon Garza, Magnolia West High School.
And now, our Teachers of the Year will step forward to light the candles of the educators. Each year, we as educators must dedicate and refocus our efforts on learning and the work of knowledge that we seek to engage our students in. Our community has entrusted us with their most precious resources and tasked us with the moral obligation to instill the values and virtues that are the bedrock of our society. We pass those values and virtues to our students through the work required during acquisition of knowledge. Teachers, let us remember that is the real purpose of our work. Our work is the noblest of all professions. The flame of knowledge must burn bright and boldly from those who are called teachers.
At this time, we introduce Mackenzie Kolheim, valedictorian from Magnolia West High School, class of 2016. She will attend the University of Texas at Austin to major in clinical engineering and to begin her life's journey to fulfill her destiny. She represents the culmination of all we do in teaching and caring for students. Her life will be a reflection of the work of all of us, and our work will be magnified by the work she does. Through her and all the students we influence, we change the world. Let's congratulate Mackenzie as she's allowed to begin her journey.
Finally, we look together to a new beginning, a new season, a renewal of that noble call to teach. Now we introduce Kinsley Swampy, daughter of Jeremy and Holly Swampy. Kinsley will enter Smith Elementary as a kindergarten student this year, where her mom is a teacher. She represents our dedication to our students and to the hope we have as they enter our classrooms. For Kinsley and all like her, we dream of success. So now, let's all rise and join with me as we collectively dedicate ourselves to the noble work before us. Kinsley, please light your candle.
Have a great school year. Let's go out and